Okay, hello class. Welcome to our second topic for managerial advisory services. So for this lecture video, we will be talking about, that's an eraser, job order costing, in which I hope that you have already an idea of what this is during your cost accounting. So for this one, remember there are two main types of cost accounting system for manufacturing operations. One of which is job order cost system and the other one is process cost system. So I'll also discuss a bit of the process cost system. So when we say job order cost system, this provides, I'll just change the color. So this provides sorry for my penmanship, product cost for each quantity of product that is manufactured. Each quantity of product that is manufactured is called a job. So therefore, job order cost systems are often used by companies that manufacture custom products for customers or batches of similar products. Manufacturers that use a job order cost system are sometimes called job shops. Okay, so more or less, this is for custom products. Okay, so and when we say process cost system, it provides product cost for each manufacturing department or process. So as you can see here, the main difference is for job order costing, it's each quantity of product, while for process cost, it's for each manufacturing department or process. So both for process cost system, these are often used by companies that manufacture units of a product that are indistinguishable from each other and are manufactured using a continuous production process. So examples of which would be oil refineries, paper producers, chemical processors, and food processors. So job order and process cost systems are widely used. A company may use a job order cost system for its products and a process cost system for other products. Okay, so let's continue. So before we proceed, let's first discuss about the flow of manufacturing cost. So for the flow of manufacturing cost usually is from materials storeroom. So this would be referred to as materials inventory. And then it now goes to production process, or as what we call it, work in process. So at this time, direct labor During this time, direct labor and FO is being added to the materials inventory. Okay, so after which it would now go back to the warehouse as finished goods. And of course, now go to the store and would be sold and would be referred to as cost of goods sold, as again if it is sold already. Okay, so in job order cost accounting system, perpetual inventory controlling accounts and subsidiary ledgers are maintained for materials, work in process, and finished goods inventory. Okay, so the materials account in the general ledger. So this one. So for example, this is materials inventory and refer it as MI. So that we have also for WIP or work in process inventory. So that's another one. Then you write it also there. And finished goods inventory, you also have that one. Okay. So materials account in the general ledger is referred to as a controlling account. A separate account for each type of material is maintained in a subsidiary material ledger. Okay, so let's now proceed with an example of issuance of materials. So I'll just erase this one. Okay. So this is going to be a very long discussion. Okay, sorry if I wasn't able to erase everything. Okay. So we'll first go, okay. So for example, on March 5, okay, let's put an example here. On March 5, is a company purchased 400, okay, sorry. A company purchased 400 units of raw materials, okay, at 14 pesos per unit, okay. On March 10, raw materials were requisitioned for production as follows. So that's for job 101, that's 200 units. At 12 pesos per unit, while for job 102, that's 300 units at 14 per unit. So let's try to journalize the entry. Okay, so for March 5, the entry for this one is sorry for that one. My okay, sorry for that one. My, what do you call this one? My video stopped like 10 minutes. Okay, so materials inventory. So that's okay. That's how much? That's 400 units multiplied by 14 pesos. Okay, so that's debit 5,600 pesos and accounts payable, assuming that this has not been paid yet. Similarly, 5,600 pesos. Okay, that's March 5. On March 10, so how do we compute for that one? Okay, let's use the blue one. So for job 101, that's 200 multiplied by 12 pesos, so that's 2,400. And for job 102, this is 300 times 14, so that's 4,200. So that's a total of 6,600 pesos. So we record that one as work in process of 6,600, and we deduct it from materials inventory of 6,600. So this is like the first in, first out method. Okay, so this is the example for the materials. Okay, so we now go to factory labor. Okay, so I'll just hit pause for a bit to erase this one. Okay, so we now go to the factory labor. So when employees work, they will use time clocks, clockers, and things like that. So there will be time tickets and hours would be recorded. So that would then be recorded to, okay, so from time tickets, so that's time tickets, that would be recorded to job cost sheets. Okay, so in this case, if during March company A accumulated 800 hours, so direct labor has 800 hours for job 101 and 600 hours for job 102 at a direct labor per hour for job 101 at 16 pesos, while job 102 at 12 pesos. Then that will give us, it's 800 times 16, so that's 12,800. 600 times 12, that's 7,200. So the total cost for that one would be 20,000 pesos. So that would be recorded as work in process, 20,000 pesos, and salaries payable of 20,000 pesos. So This is easy as that. So we'll now go to factory overhead. So when you say factory overhead, okay, so I'll just erase this one. So when you say factory overhead, that includes all manufacturing costs except direct materials and direct labor. So usually it's composed of, so I'll just label it as FO. So that usually that's composed of indirect materials. What else? Indirect labor. So factory power and factory depreciation and all other things. So what if company A incurred factory overhead costs as follows? So it has indirect materials of 800 pesos, indirect labor of, let's say, 3,400, utilities expense of probably 1,600, and depreciation related to factory of 2,500. So that would be recorded in the books as follows. So factory overhead of, so you total this one, if you total that one, that's 8,300. So debit 8,300. You credit materials inventory 800. Salaries payable for indirect labor. So you should know how this should be entered in the books. Understand that one. Utilities payable if it's not yet paid. Of course, cash that's been paid directly, so that's 1,600. And of course, when you debit depreciation, there should be a corresponding accumulated depreciation of 2,500. So the recording is quite easy. Okay. So we're doing only easy exercises, so I hope you are able to follow all of this. Okay. So we will now proceed with allocating factory overheads. So this is gonna take long, so I'll just discuss further this one in another video, since we're almost up to 20 minutes for this first video. Okay, so please follow through.